Do, do, do. Hey loves, it's Josie. Welcome to Eccentric if you're new to my channel. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? How you bees? Let me see something real quick, y'all. Every time I go live from this computer, I promise you I'm not exactly prepared. Oh, yes. Yes, right? How you been sleeping the last couple of nights? I have had some interesting things. Let me bring you a little closer here. Get this shot good. She said, "What you trying to see?" The way that I look is different than how y'all see me on the other side, okay? Anyway, let's get into it. Last night, should I give it to him in chronological order? Few days ago, Rudy, when you was with us, I forgot when it was. A few days ago, I went into a place that previously I energetically did not feel the vibe. Wasn't interested in it. It was this mom and pop like diner place or whatever, right? I didn't go in there all the times I've been around there before, okay? But I was with Rudy, calling you out, Rudy. I was with Rudy and my mom, and they wanted to get some little something to eat real quick. And I was like, okay, never been in there before. I'll go in there, you know. But when I went in there, my whole experience kind of explained why I had never went in there before. And again, I don't have nothing against nobody's belief system, so I'm gonna stop you right there, okay? However, you could tell there was a patriotic Christmas tree and a lot of other things. You could tell these people were really, you know, forceful energetically with their beliefs. That's the way I want to put it. So as Rudy was ordering, as she was ordering, I got distracted because there was a Bible open to the book of Jeremiah. And it's so funny because I know y'all, usually when you see some people with crystals on and all this and that, you be like, yeah, they spiritual. Like, that's a spiritual gang right there. But I'm standing here, me and Rudy, we got our crystals popping and stuff, and we sitting there, and everything within me says, read as much as you can while you're standing here, because they had the Bible open to Jeremiah, the part of Jeremiah that talks about false prophets. Okay, and you could tell this was a King James version type that you barely understand what's happening, but it sounds horribly harsh and like everything's a punishment. That part of the Bible. Back then, literally, like earlier this week, I looked at it, and in the moment I was like, whatever, I'm gonna just keep it moving, keep smiling, stay in my heart space and stay grounded no matter what happens, and we had a moment where the lady was like judging, a situation, and we kind of diffused it and kept going, but then we were finally done with that, and I didn't think about it again. I sat there though, and I read so much of that part of Jeremiah about the false prophets and how they're going to be punished and things like that. Because I felt like I needed to read that. Like it was open just for me. When I find an open book, I do not turn the page. I read the book as it's open because there's a message there. I be paying attention to too much stuff, I tell y'all. So that happened a few days ago. Tell me why last night I have not slept well the last couple of nights. These frequencies are lit, okay? Last night I got two things. One was 14 days. Okay. I don't know. It's paint, Mom. 14 days. And then the other thing was Nebuchadnezzar. I don't be thinking about Nebuchadnezzar like that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever stuff pops up in my dreams, of course, when I wake up, I hydrate, I record my dreams. And I recalled that and I was like, oh, Lord, I got to research today. You know, I got to actually look stuff up. I went and got my Bible. I played this video. There's a video that I absolutely love that I'm going to share in the comments of this video that broke some things down. And I was like, oh, my goodness. Okay, so I was like, okay, what's going on? I'm not even worried about the 14 days. Okay, I was hooked on the Nebuchadnezzar thing. And as I learned more or was refreshed about the Babylonian king, that moment earlier this week with the Jeremiah verses at that diner place popped into my head. I said, oh my goodness, these are connected. So the messages that I'm receiving in the now are about prophecy itself, false prophets, and the fall of an empire. Okay? Those are the three things that are coming to me very strongly right now. Okay? So, the video that I watched, I love the way that they put it together because they had a lot of history involved, archaeology and things like that. And the way that they told the story was very, very helpful because they break down the ages, you know, the golden age, the iron age, the silver age, the bronze age, and then those toes that are mixed with clay and iron. Okay. We're in the feet that's mixed with clay and iron. That's where we are right now because we're bringing in what I would perceive to be, because there's everybody's got different perspective, but we're bringing in a golden age, but not like Nebuchadnezzar's statue. You see what I mean? This is something that's not going to go through that cycle again. You see what I mean? We're bringing in something divine. Okay. And I love how they explain it in the video, how, you know, each empire was conquered by another one, but Rome was never actually conquered. It just split up. And it was very specific in the prophecy that Rome, no matter what they tried to do to join together, that it just wasn't going to happen for them. Okay. And that this big old rock, per the time, right? This is the problem we have too as people delivering messages now. We have to do it to the best of our understanding, right? There's this huge, what do you call it, divine happening that's going to come upon those feet that are mixed with iron and, what do you call it, iron and clay. And, you know, all of that is going to be shut down, and then, you know, Christ consciousness is going to come in. The kingdom, the kingdom of God is going to reign. You see what I mean? This is the prophecy of Daniel. Okay, and it matches with what's happening right now. Okay, this is why I'm talking about it. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm not anti anything. Everything exists for a reason, right? So I thought it was absolutely beautiful how I was able to connect the stuff that I was reading about false prophets and Jeremiah with the message that I got about Nebuchadnezzar last night. Okay. And the whole purpose of me delivering this, don't forget about the 14 days. Okay, I'm not supposed to add to that. I don't know what's happening in 14 days. Just know prophecy, false prophets, Nebuchadnezzar, 14 days. If you don't know about the statues that breaks down the ages, go look at Google the Nebuchadnezzar statue, okay? But I am also, and I'm all over the place, bear with me. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting a Zoom for us to come together and find out how much of our dreams and insights sync up, and try to fill in some gaps with understanding, share some dreams and insights that we've been having, things we've been going through. That's tonight at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow morning, Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. In that Linktree link, you have both links for whichever one you want to show up at. But there is prophecy playing out, okay, in the now. And it's basically, I want to say Rome is falling, but I'm not talking about Rome by itself in particular. I'm talking about all the kings. Like the King of Kings is coming to lay down the eternal kingdom, just put it like that. So all these little kings that think they're in charge right now are being shut down. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of Christic consciousness, divine light, whatever you want to call it, ascension, galactic energy is coming through. It's not going to let up. It's going to become more intense. The climax is near, okay? And we're coming into eternal light in the now. That's the way that it was worded. And what Spirit wants you to do is do your research. Go look at, I don't know why they're bringing up Ezekiel. For you people who actually look at the Bible and understand how to read it and interpret it for yourself personally, okay? Ezekiel is coming up, Jeremiah. Get yourself familiar with the story of Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar as well. You will start clicking to what's happening right now, okay? Especially with the part about how Nebuchadnezzar took the Jewish people from Jerusalem and took them to Babylon and tried to make them like learn their language and learn their education and stuff. And Daniel was like, nah, I'm good, and tried to make them, like, basically tried to literally, I forgot the word you call it, but turn them into a Babylonian. Daniel wouldn't eat the food. He wasn't having it. And that's what a lot of us light workers are going through. We're not trying to eat the food. We're not trying to learn the ways of anything that's not of positive or the light of divine light. And it's pissing people off because from their perspective, they're like, we're giving you this and this is a courtesy, or this is a you don't want to if a king tells you, hey, here, eat this pig that I roasted, has you captive, first of all, and then you're refusing the food that they're giving, of course they're going to feel disrespected and pissed off, right? Who are you? So I love that part of the story because I feel like a lot of light workers, a lot of light workers are going through that, especially if you're someone like, for those of y'all who are plant-based, vegan, fasting in some kind of way, you have family and friends right now that get an attitude and want to fight you about your choice. And they act like they want to force you to eat something. I don't know if it's to make them feel better or what, but a lot of that's been happening lately. I've been getting these messages and people coming to tell me, people want to go out you know, people want to go out with me and they want to go out to eat, but then they get mad when I order a salad and they have a steak and they want to, you know, sit there. It's like they put you on the chopping block. But why are you still trying to spend time with me if it bothers you so much that I'm different? And you know, I'm going to continue to stand in my light. I'm going to continue to stand in my authority. And y'all are like Daniel right now, okay? And then the wise men, okay? The Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar, had a dream, but he couldn't remember it. And he had wise men that were supposed to be sorcerers, astrologers, you know, psychics and all this and that. And they were literally on the divine payroll, they say, or whatever payroll. Their job was to basically tell the king stuff he didn't know. Right? So he literally went out and decided, oh, well, because you're not doing your job, I'm going to, you know, execute you. Getting mad because spiritual workers are not delivering messages to you. That's another thing that we're experiencing as light workers. People getting mad because you're not just telling them either what they want to hear, or you're being honest and saying, look, you ain't even ready for this. I would be wasting my time. Like, there's a lot of pushback for you standing in your sovereignty, period. Okay? People wanting you to basically do everything for them as if you're some kind of genie in a bottle, magic wand. That's happening. You see what I mean? That's why I was like, oh, yeah, it would definitely fill your cup to go and refresh your memory or learn about the dynamic that Nebuchadnezzar had with Daniel. Okay? Because I think that's really important right now. Okay? It's very, very important right now. Because you can't get wrapped up in the fear that people have. Okay, and another thing that had recently happened, another thing that I just saw recently, somebody on Instagram was saying this, that PayPal ended up sending them a message or email talking about how what they do goes against their terms of service. Like, PayPal doesn't, support fortune tellers. Basically telling this person, hey, because of the type of work you do, because I don't know what brought the attention to PayPal with this person. I don't know that part of the story. But because of the type of work you do, you can no longer use PayPal as merchant service or to get money. And I was like, oh, it's starting. Like that. First, T-Mobile has a breach with the phones, and people's information gets compromised. But then they turn around and offer you 2 years of McAfee identity protection. Really? And then I hear about this thing with PayPal, and I'm like, why are people still trying to work? But we need to meditate our way through this or something. I don't even know why people are still even out there, even trying to function at this point, because there's more to come. It's going to get harder. It's going to be more complicated. It's going to be a lot more stuff that you're going to have to jump through hoops if you are still heavily trying to operate in their system that is actually falling. Okay? Again, that kingdom is being destroyed. Lots of teaching how to fish if you don't want to hook your own, bear and cast the line and listen, I'm not for you. Exactly, Corey. Exactly. Nobody wants to learn how to fish because they're used to fast food. Okay? They've been programmed. It's not their fault. They're used to fast food. They say, oh, you can tell me what's going to happen, in the next few days? Cool. But they never think that they can do it. and they totally miss every time we tell them, hey, you need to meditate, you need to trust your intuition, you need to go within. It takes intuition to receive intuitive messages. They don't want to hear none of that. They're like, hey, and then they want to throw money at you like you're a stripper or treat you like you're 911. Hey, this person pissed me off here. I want you to do a candle. I want you to do this. And I'm like, I'm offended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. There's so much I can't do, because they're snatching the sacred right out of all of these different practices and traditions that people use to grow. You know what I mean? Like, there's a huge perversion of the type of work that I do and other light workers do. There's a huge perversion going on. Oh man, there's a lot going on. People are desperate, people are fearful, and they're doing anything that they can possibly do. Okay? Anything that they can possibly do to get by. That's what it is. And you've got to know when to Corey. You've got to know when to pull back and say, okay, you know what? I no longer want to have this experience. I don't care if you're in the middle of a conversation, because I had to do. Rudy is my witness. I literally had to tell somebody, you know what? I can't do this. Out of love to you, I gotta go. And I had to hang up on them and block them. There are a lot of people right now that are going to try to snatch anything that they can snatch from you. Okay. Oh my goodness, because they need you to relate. They're still in that reality where they need you to be mad with them. They want you to fight for this and fight for that. Hey, everybody's got their path. If you're an advocate, fine. Whatever it is you feel like you need to do, but don't try to force other people to do it. Stay in your lane and nobody will get hurt. Nobody will have to dial 911. Okay? I'm just saying. But yes, please watch the video that I end up putting in the comment section of this video. Go and watch that video. It's very informative, okay? And understand, if you do psychic work, if you do energy work, if you do anything that is abnormal to the framework of society, understand, please don't take it personal when they come for you, because they're coming for you. They are actively coming for all of us, okay? This ain't no witch hunt. This is a whole nother level of something else. Another thing I want to say is Babylon was a huge city full of symbolism. That's one thing they're going to mention in there. And the United States is a huge country with symbolism, all kinds of different symbolism, because you can come here and you can have, supposedly, you can have freedom of religion. So you've got all of these different symbols. You can go to a Christian church, you can go to a Buddhist temple, you can go to a Jewish synagogue, you can shit every day of the week. You could be a whole nother damn tradition if you want to, okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to that. Chock full of symbolism all around you. The United States has so much undercurrents of energy and symbolism and things like that, okay, that it ain't funny. Like, there's so much that you're bombarded with. Sigils, they work in a way that sigils work. You see these symbols and stuff, you don't even know what they're doing to you, okay? You're like Daniel. You were brought to Babylon and you're surrounded by all of these different symbols and things like that, and they're telling you, you gotta speak this language, you gotta eat this. Okay, them commercials and all of this stuff. They may not tell you directly, but they're literally, hey, you gotta think this way, you gotta eat this, you gotta dress that way. And then they got all of these symbols in the background reinforcing everything. It's just like you're in a huge spell. And then you reinforce it every time you talk, because English is just not the language, man. It's a setup. But we're going to talk about a lot more of this stuff in these meetings. They're weekly, okay? Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I got people on the other side of the world that want to participate in these beautiful star meetings. Check out that channel too. Shoot, a girl something. It's in the dang community tab. Check her channel out, because I love what the information she's putting out about the energy right now. Because I feel it, y'all feel it, we feel it, man. It's a lot going on, okay? But I'm sorry, love, if you can't hear me. You may be able to catch the replay. Yes, a girl in the universe, Corey, is on it. Corey is on it. I look forward to seeing you in this meeting, Corey. A girl in the universe. Check out her channel, because I love it, okay? But I'm going to let y'all go, because I got to take somebody to the grocery store. And I need some fruit. So love you bunches, and everything's going to be okay. You're not crazy. And the best thing you can do for yourself, because today Uranus went retrograde, is let your freak flag fly, okay? In 2 days from now, we got that full moon. So, yay! I'll talk to you soon. Check out the community tab for all this information and the comments in this video for that particular video I'm telling you about. But have a beautiful day, loves.